It's time for another Out and About with Jamie Grout podcast, and this time around we're talking with Sue Beukema, who's the administrator of the Newton Community Theater and director of the upcoming play at the Community Theater. And they're doing something interesting this time. If you've ever thought that a ticket to the Newton Community Theater was expensive, well, they're doing a presentation on the 19th of this month called Pay What You Can, and you can come on into the Newton Community Theater and just enjoy a nice play and, pay whatever you can, $2, $3, $4, $5, whatever, for a play that will be presented. And of course, if you have season tickets or want to pay the regular price for a presentation at Community Theater for the play that's coming up, you can do that too on the regular presentation nights. But she'll explain that during the play also. And of course, we always do a video on our YouTube channel, and you can find the video on outandaboutwithjamiegrout.com. And she also talks about the upcoming plays for the season, including Annie, that is coming up for the Newton Community Theater too. So enjoy the play. We always like to support the Newton Community Theater and all the presentations that they have there. And our conversation with Sue Beukema is coming up in just a couple of moments. But first, a word from our sponsors, Newton Clinic included. Now, when was your last annual checkup? I have a checkup coming up next month with my doc, Dr. Joel Levette. He's a great guy, and you should get a checkup too. When was your last annual checkup, man? You need to get her done. An annual physical is one of the easiest ways to stay ahead of your health. It's a chance for you to make sure your body's in good health. Yes, you have to get those review screenings every now and then and talk through any concerns before they become bigger issues. Even if you're feeling great, routine checkups matter. Schedule your annual physical at Newton Clinic today. Time for your annual visit with your doc at Newton Clinic. Give them a call today at 641-792-2112, 641-792-2112. Another fine sponsor is Ryan's Tire and Auto on First Avenue in Newton. Man, Ryan's been giving stuff away right and left for Valentine's Day. He gave away donuts and cookies and cash and all kinds of stuff. And stop on in to Ryan's Tire and Auto on First Avenue, Newton, where they take pride in delivering more than just tires and vehicle maintenance. They provide an unwavering commitment to great service every time. As a locally owned and operated small business, they understand the importance of building lasting relationships with their valued customers. Their team of dedicated professionals is passionate about automobiles and is committed to going that extra mile just for you. They're proud to serve their community with a level of care, expertise, and dedication that only a hometown business can offer at Ryan's Tire and Auto on First Avenue in Newton. Another fine sponsor are the folks at Wesley Life Park Center. Let me tell you, they took great care of my sister for the last 5 years. She sadly passed away on November 1st, but you know what? They were very good in terms of support, and she had great hospice care in that time too. And I'm telling you, they have great care there at Wesley Life Park Center. And, you can pursue your joy at Park Center by offering different living options that they have available to you across a continuum of Park Center that provides vital, enriching environments for everyone. A community for healthy living focused on holistic health and well-being. Their programming enhances emotional, intellectual, and spiritual wellness and enables you to live a life that's healthier in every way. Park Center is at home in Newton, with many residents and team members having lived their lives. To learn more about Park Center's different levels of living and to find out about the lifestyle that's right just for you, contact Lisa Zylstra at 641-791-5000. That's 641-791-5000 at Park Center. And a new sponsor that we have is Johnson Aviation. I want to thank Ethan for supporting the Out and About with Jamie Grout podcast. Now through the middle of April, you can get in on an introductory flight lesson for $75. I'll take you out in the plane, and you can find out what it's like to get up in the air, up and away in one of those Johnson Aviation planes for an introductory flight lesson for $75. If you've always wanted to learn and find out what it's like to get up in that plane and maybe get your pilot's license, you can talk to Ethan and the folks at Johnson Aviation. $75 introductory flight lesson at Johnson Aviation. Head on out to the Newton Airport and find out what it's all about at Johnson Aviation. Another fine sponsor of the Out and About with Jamie Grout podcast are the fine folks at Advantage Credit Union.
Not all checking accounts are Olympic ready. Advantage Credit Union's Cha-Ching Rewards Checking is the gold standard that pays you 3% APY on balances up to $10,000. Simply do the things you're already doing at that other place and get paid up to $25 per month for it at ACU. Earn more on your everyday balance, plus no minimum balance or monthly service fees. Local money, local decisions, local service, and locally owned by you. Advantage Credit Union, where our members win every time.
APY's annual percentage yield restrictions apply. See Credit Union for details. Federally insured by the NCUA.
It's time for another Out and About with Jamie Grout podcast, and with me today is Sue Beukema, who is the administrator for the Newton Community Theater and director of the current play at the Community Theater. And I wanted to get her on because they have a play that's coming up, but it's kind of a different way of doing things that they've done before, and it's pay what you can kind of situation. Now, I was in a quandary, Sue, as to whether you want to talk about the pay what you can aspect of it or the play first. But let's talk about the play because it sounds very interesting, and it sounds like there's like 2 or 3 different parts to it.
Yes. So the play is called Three Viewings, and it all takes place in a funeral home.
Oh, okay.
And it's 3 separate monologues. But the 3 separate monologues are like 3 different stories, and they are woven together through the stories that they tell. And it takes, like I said, takes place in the funeral home. And then there is Emil is the first character, and his play is called Telltale.
Okay.
And it involves he thinks he likes a certain lady.
Okay.
And then but it goes around the daily of what is happening in the community and different things like that. And the second one is character is Mac.
Okay.
And hers is the Thief of Tears. And what is unique about her is she likes to relieve the people of their jewelry.
Uh-oh, she's a thief.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
And then the third one is Virginia, and it's 13 things about Ed Carbonali.
Okay.
And Ed would be Virginia's husband. But after he passes away, she finds herself in a quarry about some money issues that he maybe didn't tell her about. But what's neat about all 3 of them is there's kind of a surprise twist at the end of each of them that you didn't see coming. And I really like, the author's name was Jeffrey Hatcher. And the more we work with this play, the more I really like it. It has a strong character development, and it's got a really good base. And he did such a great job of interweaving the stories, even though they're separate. And then you'll start hearing certain things that reference of what happened in the play before.
That sounds fascinating.
I know, I've really enjoyed working with this one.
Wow, great. How do you come up with some of these plays anyway, Sue?
So this one happened to be, we have a group that reads plays, and we kind of keep I'll call them a stash, and it might be in the stash for 3 to 4 years as a possibility that we think we could do well. And this one happened to come from Stephanie Alexander had seen this one when she was in college and really liked it. And so then we have like 2 or 3 more people read the play. And we did something unique with this one. Since there's 3 characters and there are 3 different stories, then we got 3 assistant directors.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So then those assistant directors have the chance to kind of get a feel of what I like to direct in the future and how it kind of works. And what we did is end up that each show has an assistant director, and then we'd come and practice. I went to all of the practices, but then we would meet once a week for an hour, and then they'd go through their part and start getting better or get some character development, make it more ease of use. So Stephanie brought that one. And so here's the fun thing that ended up happening, because she had seen it in college. So a gal named Jenna from Grinnell comes, and I said, "What brought you here?" "I studied this play when I was in college, and I really loved it. And I thought if I ever have the chance to be in it, I'm going to come audition."
How about that?
I know, isn't that fun?
That is neat. That is really neat. And Sue, I'm not just saying this because you're here and I'd like you personally, but you are an excellent director. And I am wondering now, these assistant directors that you have, are you training them to be directors in the future then? Or are these people who have experience being directors?
The three that went as my assistant directors, this is for the future.
Well, this is great because let me tell you, folks, I have, you directed Oklahoma, did you not?
Yes, I did.
I was the Persian peddler in Oklahoma.
I know, you were awesome.
Well, thank you. It was so much fun.
You had a really neat peach suit, too.
I did. You found me a suit. It's probably still down there in the clothing closet. You found that
it is.
for
It
me.
is.
And it was so much fun. And you've directed so many great plays here, Sue, and you're just great. So I'm sure you are an excellent teacher. But it's just great that you're doing this and passing this training along to all these people doing this. I just think that's a fantastic idea. Was it hard finding these assistant directors at all, or did you have to reach out to them, or did they just walk in the door? How did this happen anyway?
Two of the three stepped up right away and said that, yes, this is what I want to do. One of the gentlemen had said for a couple years, "I think I'd like to direct." And so then when we started coming up with this idea, and this helps the longevity of the theater to sustain for the future, I will say. And so the two of them did. And so one of the gals, I just asked, "Hey, this is what we're doing. It's going to take an hour time slot that we just practice with. Each of them are about 25, 30 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
So we are doing the whole play with no intermission. So
Okay.
90 minutes straight through. And so that's how we could practice on the best time. It helped for the actor and the actresses and for the assistant directors, so that all of us could meet at one particular time. And it ended up being the same time every week. So we got in a nice rhythm.
Well, this whole thing leads me into another aspect of questioning for you, other than just about the play and the actors and all this. What do you find as a director or teaching these assistant directors to be the most difficult part of teaching them how to be directors?
I'm going to say the faith that it will come together.
Uh-huh.
The faith and the patience. It requires patience, and you have to believe in the person and in your actors and actresses, or find something that can help them accomplish even the memorization. And if the sooner they can get memorized, the sooner that you can start correcting little things or adding a little something to it. But they have to have that memorization first before you can give notes. Or did you think about enunciating this word a little bit differently? Or did you think, why don't you pace? You're angry, pace the floor, to give them those things. But if they're staring down at their books, then it's harder.
I thought you might say, and this is for the layman listening, I thought you might say blocking, which is telling them where to be on stage at different times and different places and stuff. Isn't that a difficult part of it?
That is not difficult to me, but I am not a director that comes in with everything blocked exactly how I want them to. I want to see the way they move.
I see.
How comfortable are they for moving one place or the other? Now, there might become a particular time that it's like, no, you have to sit down on this line because there's a reason, because it says you have to jump up. But a lot of times I want to see what the actor or actress has to offer me and what they're comfortable with and see on that. But blocking is, with a larger group, the mechanics of getting everybody on or everybody off. And so sometimes when we're doing a big show, like in the musical,
like Oklahoma.
Oklahoma,
Yeah.
if I was trying to teach them something new, especially like even choreography, I would actually show them the end, and then we'd go back to the beginning. So in the end, all your movement, this is how you're going to end up standing. This is where you're going to start from, and this is how you're going to get there. And that seemed to make them see my vision as well.
Okay. Very, very good. Wow. Well, that's amazing. That's just absolutely amazing. It's great that you're doing this. So we need to move on and talk about the actors. And you talked about some of the different characters and stuff. Tell us about who the actors are in these three different plays.
We have, as Emil is Zach Bay. Mac is Stephanie Alexander.
Sure.
And Virginia is Jenna Stark.
Okay. Now, has the play been presented already, or I know that you're doing the one, Pay What You Can, but is it going to be, are there going to be other presentations for this?
Yes, and then we will go for the next 2 weeks. We will go Friday, Saturday at 7 o'clock, then Sunday at 2 o'clock. Then the next week, we're going to go Thursday, the 26th, and Saturday, the 28th at 7, and then Sunday, March 1st. The reason we're skipping the Friday show is there's a big concert at the high school.
Oh, okay. All right, fantastic. I just want to double back to talking about being a director, and then we'll move on before I lose my... Sometimes when I'm talking, I forget what I'm going to ask, so I don't want to skip over this in case I forget. But you talked about how important it is to have faith that everything's going to come together, because when I was directing The Odd Couple, my two leads took vacation or were off just before dress rehearsal, just before our final week before presentation. And I just was like praying, please come back on time and please be ready to go. Because you know how it is. Sometimes people get sick or they have to take time off or yada, yada, yada with their job or what. I mean, nobody's getting paid for this at community theater.
No one's getting paid. And life happens along in the way that you don't plan on. So sometimes you can get someone else to step into the role to get you through the practice times. But yeah, that's really tough if they have to be gone.
And I don't know if you knew this or not, Sue. And again, I don't want to digress, but talking about Pay What You Can and the play and everything. But I was co-directing, as you'll recall, many years ago, The Mousetrap with Linda Campbell. And it was for an anniversary for the Newton Community Theater. And it's because Linda was one of the people who got this started, and it was kind of in honor of my dad, who also got the community theater started, and it was one of the plays that my dad had directed. And we had cast a female to be the female lead in The Mousetrap. And so anyway, she was all ready to go, and we were all set with her. And she came in one night. We had 3 dress rehearsal nights, and she had come in and she said, "Thanks for casting me, but I can't do it. I'm going to be moving. You're going to have to find another female lead." And Linda and I looked at each other and thought, oh, geez, what are we going to do? Later that night, my sweetie, Lynette, bopped in and tried out. And I had not seen her in years. And when we dated before in the 1980s, I had met her when I was in Once Upon a Mattress, directed by Mike Deaton. And we had dated briefly. She wanted to stay in Newton the rest of her life. And I knew in radio that I was going to have to move from town to town and up and down the dial. She stayed in Newton. I moved from here to there and everywhere. She never wanted to have kids. I ended up marrying a woman who had 5 kids from a previous marriage. So I did my stepdaddy thing. We got divorced. I was in Waterloo for 10 years. I ended up moving back here, and we got together thanks to the community theater. So see how life happens sometimes. And I know I'm not the only one who met their significant other through the community theater. There's been a lot of that has happened. So I know we're digressing, but I had to tell you that, Sue. I don't know whether you knew that or not.
I forgot about it,
Yeah.
but I do remember
Yeah.
her, and I forgot that you guys were not dating then.
Yeah.
At all. You were
Yeah.
just
No.
two ships passing in the night,
Yeah.
I should say.
Yeah.
But that's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes, as they always say, if a door closes, a window opens.
Yes. Yeah. Everything just worked out the way it was supposed to. So it's just great. Now, I saw an email that you sent out. Do you have more of your seasons set up and other plays coming up that you can talk about, Sue?
You bet. We
Okay.
have the rest of the season. The season is entirely set up.
Okay.
And in June, we will be doing Annie.
Oh, okay, good.
Yep. So we're going to have an orphanage full of little girls.
Well, maybe I'll try out for that because I'm losing my hair.
There you go.
And
You'd be
maybe-
great. And then in July, we'll do the Children's Workshop Theater.
Good, that's
And
great.
They practice for 3 weeks, and then they do their show at the end of the 3 weeks.
I had a nice podcast with Tiffany Ketchum, who did Littles, and so many of those kids I'm encouraging to get involved in children's theater because they had such a great experience in that movie, and I hope they all try out. And some of them have already been in children's theater,
Yes.
and that is fantastic, Sue.
Yes, that is a great. And then a lot of times with the children's theater, then they'll go on to do the Berg Middle School and
Sure.
then to go on to do the high school.
That's fantastic. I love it.
Yeah, so in the fall, at the end of September, we are going to do the Shawshank Redemption.
Oh, great.
And then in December is A Gift to Remember.
Okay.
And that's a Debbie Macomber book
Okay.
made into a play.
Okay. All right. Now let's talk about season tickets if people want to get them, Sue.
So if a season ticket for the year is $55, but there's also other options available that we have a single patron, a couple patron, and then we go on up in levels for the benefactors, and we have a director level and a producer level. So you can be the producer.
Oh.
And actually, I ended up getting it set up that you can pay for your tickets online. We can't get them reserved yet. We have a new ticket program, and we're working with the programmers to be able to get that the season tickets could reserve. But most of the season tickets call into the box office to reserve their tickets. So, but with that season ticket price, that's all for productions.
Okay. Let's move on to the pay what you can aspect of this whole thing. How did that come about, Sue?
We have a couple of moms on the theater board, and they have a friend who has a child that is autistic. And so it started with, we've also talked in the future about, is money an issue? You know, how can we get more people to give theater a try? So that's kind of how that, we started with this started talking about it over a year ago. We actually started last fall with Brighton Beach Memoirs. So we're going to have one now for this play, and this will be our third one we've done this. And so it's for if you have the child or an adult with ADHD, somebody who can't sit, they're allowed to pace, they can walk, they can chew gum, they can cough if they're having a medical condition. A baby, if a baby comes and starts crying or the toddler's running around in the back row, it'll be fine. It's basically our last dress rehearsal, but we do pay royalties for it to have the permission. That's the way we can invite the people. And if money an issue, you know, some people, we've had a mom with 2 little kids put in $3. And that is great. But that also gives them that love to start or to see that creative ability that's out there for them. And we could have somebody put $20 in. So like, you know, I'm having a good week, I can pay this, or I can only do 5. I can only stay for half the show, and then they might leave. Or if somebody has coughing problems, like I'm going to come and see how long I can stay. And then if they start having trouble and they're feeling bad, then they can walk out and they don't have to crawl all over the person next to them.
Well, that's great. And what is the date for that, and what time does that get underway, Sue?
That date is Thursday, February 19th at 7 o'clock. And we have you're welcome to come in through the main doors, but you can also come in through the stage door. And it's the same show that you're going to see. The house lights will come down and we'll have the same lighting, and there's no sound effects for this show, but they'll see the same show that everybody will see this coming weekend.
Well, that's a great idea. And you posted this on Facebook, and I commented, and I said, this is a fantastic idea. And it's great to see the community theater thriving in Newton. It's a wonderful entity within the community, and it's still going strong. And this building is 50 years old now. And
I know, it's our 50th birthday. Don't we look good?
It looks great. This place is looking great, and you got great equipment up there, the soundboard, the light board, and everything. And the stage looks fantastic. I mean, it's so much to be proud of within our community, and I want to encourage people to support the community theater, whether it's buying season tickets or supporting it through the playbill or whatever the case might be, because you got to pay royalties. You just say you got to have costumes, you got to have makeup. Everything costs money. It's not cheap, and so the community theater needs to keep going within the community. And again, what's the website for the community theater?
It's www.newtontheater.com, or the box office phone is 641-792-1230.
And give us the presentation dates again for the play that's coming up.
We have the Come As You Are, Pay What You Can on Thursday, I think it's the 19th. It looks like I have an error in here.
Okay, all right.
I have an error in my newsletter. And then will be Friday, the 20th. The 21st is at 7 o'clock. The 22nd is at 2. The 26th and 28th at 7 o'clock. And March 1st is at 2 o'clock.
Okay.
We did change our times. We used to be 7:30. We switched last fall. And we tried it then. I really like the 7 o'clock start time.
Sounds good. Keep up the good work to you and your crew here at the Community Theater.
Oh, thank you.
Okay. Our interview guest has been Sue Beukema, who is that's easy for me to say, the administrator for the new Community Theater and the director, teaching assistant directors how to direct at the Community Theater for the upcoming play here. So check it out and support the Community Theater. That's going to wrap it up for this edition of Out and About with Jamie Grout. Other fine sponsors of this podcast include Lynette Baker, Halo Branded Solutions, Westside Java Coffee Bar, and the Maid-Rite Sandwich Shop in downtown Newton. Until next time, Grout is out. See ya!